Evening, good evening. Let us wait for a few minutes. Okay, good evening, everyone. Yesterday, we completed the classification of systems. After that, we started with concept of LTI systems, linear time invariant. The first point we checked here is what? Any LTI system is always described with impulse response, denoted as h of t or h of n. Whenever the input is impulse function, we are naming the respective output as impulse response. Input impulse, output called as impulse response. Then we proved that according to shifting property, we can write any signal as sum of impulses. According to shifting property, we can write any signal as sum of impulses. So what is the definition of convolution we considered? If the system is LTI with input xt, output yt, yt equals to xt star ht. Star operation denotes convolution. So what are the two standard formulas? Integral x of tau h of t minus tau d tau, or the other way, x of minus tau h tau d tau. What is the procedure we followed, sir? First step, folding. Second one is shifting. Third one is multiplication. Last step is integration. Find the area under overlap of two signals there. Which signals? One of the signal remains same, other signal is folded and shifted. Find the area under overlap of x of tau with h of t minus tau. Of course, we observed graphical method. What is convolution of two causal signals we considered? When both are causal functions, resultant is another causal function. But But I mentioned with you, in objective paper, the question is always find the output at a particular instant. They will not ask perform the graphical convolution of the signal, sir. It is always expected find the output at a particular instant by giving input and system. They may ask what is the output at 6 or what is the output at 10, like that. Okay. Let us see one model on that concept. Yesterday we stated what is the definition of convolution, sir? Theoretically, sliding one signal over the folded and shifted version of other signal. Sliding one signal over the folded and shifted version of other signal is a concept of convolution. Okay. So let us see how to find the output at a particular instant. So I'm going to next slide. Study this question and try, sir, everyone. An LTI system is having impulse response as u of minus t minus 1, for which the input signal applied is shown in figure. Find the output at a particular instant 4 as well as 0.5. Input known, system known. Try to get the output at 4 as well as 0.5. To solve this type of questions, first you have to check out of the two given signals, which signal you want to fold and shift. To solve this type of examples, out of the two given signals, which signal you want to fold and shift, that point you have to check, sir. Suppose if you want to fold and shift h of t, suppose you want to fold and shift h of t, take the formula as y of t equals to integral x tau h of t minus tau. Directly substitute that instant. If you want output at 4, directly t place 4, like that. So h of t, where it covers u minus t minus 1, means h of t graph, it extends from minus infinity to minus 1. Think of what are the limits of output, sir, according to our thumb rule. Sum of lower limits minus infinity plus 1. Upper limits is 6 plus minus 1. So it is confirmed that output is there for t less than 5. It is confirmed that output is there for t less than 5. We want the output at 4 and 0.5. Like we have done yesterday, try to fold and shift h of t signal, everyone. Change of axis from t to tau, fold and shift. Later on, substitute that instant. You'll get the answer. Output is defined for t less than 5, sir. We are expecting the answer at 4 and 0.5. What hero? Surya Teja? Is it visible to you now? Mr. Surya Teja? Very good, Rohan Kumar. Correct result. You have asked me something now, Surya Teja. That is the reason I am asking you. Is it okay for you or not? That's what my question. Anyway, first we have to change the axis. What is the folded version of that one, sir? Minus infinity to minus 1 becomes 1 to infinity. Just recollect everyone what we have done for shifting yesterday. From the folded signal to get shifted signal, what we have to do, sir? Simply add the variable t. Simply add the variable t. First time we want the output at 4. This also you feel speed. Aha. Acha. Now also. What man? First time you want the output at 4 means directly t place 4, sir. Directly. I have a due respect on students here. Don't feel bad. I'm asking you. If you feel still speed, you can inform me. That is what my question, Mr. Suryateja. I have a due respect on everyone. You are like my brother. Okay. First time we want the output at t equals to 4 means directly replace t equals to 4. So automatically shifted signal covers for what intervals are? If we substitute t plus 4, 5 to infinity. We have decided in the question to fold and shift h of t. That clarity we got. According to our definition, output at 4 means directly in the definition t place 4. Directly in the definition t place 4. So let me solve it. Output at t equals to 4 means integral x of tau h of 4 minus tau d tau directly t plus 4. Simply we are substituting t plus 4, sir. Simply t plus 4. So what is the product now we have to generate in the question? What is the product, sir? X tau into h of 4 minus tau. Would signal remain same? Would signal remain same? The signal x of tau, no modification is done, sir. Of course, I am showing that as dotted line. What is the meaning of h of 4 minus tau? In the shifted signal t plus 4. So automatically where it covers, sir, if you substitute t plus 4, 5 to infinity. 5 to where you got overlap? For what range of tau both signals are having overlap portion? 5 to 6 interval. Amplitude of both signals is 1, result is 1. For the interval 5 to 6 only we have overlap. For the interval 5 to 6 only we have overlap. First you take x tau h of t minus tau. First we have done that. Folding, later on shifting. If you want the output at 4, directly replace t equals to 4 such that we got overlap for the interval 5 to infinity. The shifted signal extends from 5 to infinity, but as we are multiplying them, the overlap portion is 5 to 6. Just select the amplitudes. Some fellows will get a doubt. We said output is there for t less than 5. Output is there for t less than 5. Then how we are choosing the overlap portion as 5 to 6? Because they are numbers, you should not compare, sir. Because they are numbers, you should not compare. This axis is a tau. We are doing convolution with which variable? Tau. But answer is obtained in terms of t or not. Answer is obtained in terms of t. With respect to t, it is less than 5. But tau can be varied from minus infinity to infinity. Tell me what is the output at 0.5? Similar way. Rohan correct. Bhanu Prakash correct. Everyone make a try. In a similar way, what is the output at 0.5, sir? Think of. Now we want x tau into h of 0.5 minus tau. Again, with signal graph as it is. X of tau as it is. What is the meaning of h of 0.5 minus tau? From the last slide, t place 0.5, you have to substitute here. T place 0.5. So where it covers are 1.5 to infinity. 1.5 to infinity. But be careful when you are choosing the amplitudes. Be careful when you are choosing the amplitudes, sir. Split the integrals into two segments. 1.5 to 2, one segment. 2 to 6, another segment. Why I am splitting 1.5 to 2 interval? What is input amplitude, sir? 3. You should not take 1. As it is the respective amplitude of the signal. 1.5 to 2 interval, x tau amplitude 3, shifted signal 1. 2 to 6, they have same amplitude. 2 to 6 interval, they have same amplitude. Only for 1.5 to 2, I am sketching the graph separately. Only 1.5 to 2, what is x tau segments are? It is a small rectangle. Shifted version also another rectangle. So the product of them will make 3 ones are 3. 3 into 1 means it becomes area under product of the signals over that interval. Area under product of the signals. As it is amplitude of that signals, we should choose, sir. As it is. What, Pramod Rao? क्या हो गया? Same question if output at 9 is asked. Think of output at t equals to 9. What will happen, sir? Result will be 0. Why? In the problem, output is defined only for a t less than 5. In the problem, output is defined for t less than 5. So to solve this type of examples, first you decide which signal you want to fold and shift. First we have drawn h of t, u minus t minus 1 means it covers from minus infinity to minus 1. Later on fold it. Minus infinity to minus 1 becomes 1 to infinity. What we have done yesterday, last two examples, from the folded signal to get shifted signal, what we have done, sir? Simply add the variable t. From the folded signal to get shifted signal, simply add the variable t. So in the next slide, at the respective instance, we obtain the output. At the respective instance. First, you have to decide which signal you want to fold and shift. Which signal you want to fold and shift. At 5 it will come to 0, Mr. Mohammed. Output graph cannot flow in the air, it will come downwards. I am moving to next slide. Convolution property of continuous impulse. Any signal convolved by shifted impulse. What is that property? Is any signal x of t convolved by shifted impulse means the respective signal is shifted by that much amount. Any signal means xt, sir. If you are convolving by shifted impulse, the respective signal is shifted by that much amount. Directly t place we are substituting in the signal. Directly t place t minus t naught. Any signal convolved by shifted impulse, the respective signal is shifted by that much amount. The respective signal is shifted by that much amount. Please think of this. X of t plus 6 convolved del of t minus 13. X of t plus 6 convolved del of t minus 13. What will be the result, sir? So directly in the given signal, directly in the signal expression, here t is replaced as a t minus t naught. In the original signal, t is replaced as t minus t naught. Any signal convolved by shifted impulse means the respective signal is shifted by that much amount. Directly here t place, substitute t minus t naught. Now you think, sir, xt convolved del of 3t plus 5. xt convolved del of 3t plus 5. Now the impulse contains scaling factor. Now the impulse contains scaling factor. Del of alpha t can be written as which expression? 1 by mod alpha times del of t. Del of alpha t can be written as 1 by mod alpha times del of t. So think of, so this is like 3 into t plus 5 by 3. Take 3 multiplier common. So x of t as it is, what is del of alpha t here? 1 by 3 times del of t plus 5 by 3. After application of scaling property, it is like ordinary convolution property of impulse after application of scaling. So this is the new result. First, we have to apply scaling property of impulse function. First, we have to apply scaling property of impulse. Del of alpha t is 1 by mod alpha times del of t. Later on, it is looking like ordinary convolution property. Okay, moving to next slide. Be ready to try the next model, everyone. A signal y of t is given as 2 try t by 4, means triangular pulsar. 2 try t by 4 convolved by del of t minus 2. Try to find out the signal value at 2 instants, at minus 1 and 1. We studied try t covers from minus 1 to 1, sir. We studied that try t covers from minus 1 to 1. So try t by 4 means where it covers. Try t by 4 means where it covers. Minus 4 to 4. Now the amplitude is given as 2. Now the amplitude is given as 2. Everyone have a thought? Simply try of t means we have taken the triangle from minus 1 to 1. Convolve with impulse at 2. Tell me what is y of t answer at minus 1 and 1. How many of you are in third or final year? How many of you are in third year or final year, sir? Achha, so many people are raising your hand. Okay. Karudakar third year. Swastik fourth year. Okay. So 2 try T by 4 means that triangle extends from -4 to 4 with amplitude 2. Instead of 1, now extra 2 is there, sir. Convolved by impulse at 2. What we said just now, signal convolved by impulse means it must be shifted. Because impulse is on the right side, the triangle is right shifted by 2 units. -4 to 4, right shift of 2 units. How to check the answer at -1? Everyone carefully observe the screen. Carefully observe the screen, sir. -2 to 2 means 4 units width. What is the equivalent height? 4 units width, the equivalent height is 2. If you want the answer at -1, what is the width here, sir? -2 to -1 means 1 unit width. What will be the height? 1 into 2 by 4. -2 to 2, width of 4 units, equivalent height is 2. For 1 unit width, what will be the height means? 0.5. In a similar way, what is the answer we can take at 1, sir? Same concept. If you want the answer at 1, now the x-axis width change to 3 units. 4 units width, height is 2, 3 units width, how much? 3 into 2 by 4. 3 into 2 by 4. Yeah, you are right. No one is asking me. This is 6 now. We have made right shift of 2 units means -4 plus 2, 2 plus 4. This is 6. The triangle is right shifted by 2 units. Very good, very good. Thank you. This point is not 4, sir. 6, sir. Right shifted by 2 units. 4 plus 2 becomes 6. Please think of everyone. Same problem. What is the answer at t equals to 0? In the same example, what is y of t at t equals to 0? Very good. Think of, think of. Answer is 1. Answer is 1. Because if you want at 0, sir, that width becomes 2 units. Same logic. 4 units width, height is 2. 2 units width, how much means? 2 into 2 by 4. Here we applied convolution property of impulse function. Always you remember theoretically, any signal convolved by shifted impulse means respective signal is shifted by that much amount. Any signal convolved by shifted impulse means that signal is shifted by that much amount. X of t shifted by that much amount. Okay, moving to next slide. Wait for a while. Study this question and try, sir. X of t is given as u of t minus 3 minus u of t minus 5. And h of t is given as e power minus 3t ut. Find d by dt xt convolved h of t. First, everyone draw the graph of xt, sir. Then you differentiate it. Draw the graph of x of t and differentiate it. It is a rectangular pulse which covers from 3 to 5. It is a rectangular pulse which covers from 3 to 5. Differentiate and get the result. When we differentiate this function at t equals to 3, a positive impulse, because it is positive jump. At t equals to 5, there is drop in the levels, sir, from 1 to 0, negative impulse. D by dt xt convolved h of t. What is the mathematical expression of differentiated signals, sir? Impulse at 3 has positive weight. Impulse at 5 has negative weight. Impulse at 3 positive weight, impulse at 5 negative weight, convolved with e power minus 3t ut. So blindly it is looking like which property again, sir? For simplification again, which property? Convolution property of impulse. Z of t convolved del of t minus t naught is Z of t minus t naught. So first time in the decaying exponential t is replaced as which term? First time in the decaying exponential t is replaced as t minus 3. Next time t is replaced as what? T minus 5. Replace t as t minus 3 and t minus 5. Very good, Rohan Kumar. Ravi. After performing differentiation, blindly application of convolution property of impulse. But here the point to be observed is, we know output is convolution of input and system. Yt is xt convolved h of t. Then what is the meaning of d by dt xt convolved h of t in terms of output, sir? If output is convolution of input and system, what is d by dt xt convolved h of t in terms of output? Now we are studying LTI system. Yesterday we have made one statement. For an LTI system, whatever happens to input, same thing happens to output. So if you are differentiating the input, what will happen to output, sir? If you are differentiating the input, output is also differentiated. For an LTI system, whatever happens to input, same thing happens to output. Ashish Kumar, first class, I told you, continuous impulse is always dealt with area. Whatever the signal amplitude is there, now it is treated as area for impulse. It is never represented with amplitude for continuous impulsor. What, Pramodra? At 5 we have a drop in the level from 1 to 0. Idhar dekho beta. It is drop in the levels, sir, from 1 to 0. That is the reason negative impulse minus 1. At t equals to 3, it is looking like positive jump. Positive impulse. At 5, negative jump means negative impulse. Of course, we can generalize the property like this. X power mt convolved h power nt. Input differentiated m times, system differentiated n times. Output is differentiated how many number of times, sir? Input m times, system n times means output is differentiated m plus n times. In this example, input first derivative, system no derivative, overall becomes 1 plus 0. Overall becomes 1 plus 0. Input differentiated m times, system differentiated n times means output is m plus n times. What, Pramodra, is it clear? At 5 we have a negative jump, sir. There is a drop in the level from 1 to 0, means it is coming downwards. 1 to 0 means coming downwards. Negative impulse. So we are starting the properties of LTI system now. Observe carefully, sir. This is the first property of LTI system. Input differentiated m times, system n times means output is differentiated m plus n times. Output differentiated m plus n times. Okay, moving to next slide. Actually, next slide, whatever I solved mathematically with graphs I have shown, sir. The small change in the interval. X of t I have chosen as a rectangle, that is ut minus u of t minus 1. 0 to 1 it covers ut minus u of t minus 1. If you differentiate that signal at 0 positive impulse, at 1 negative impulse, if I convolve this rectangle with this decaying exponential, this is the direct output. If I convolve this rectangle with decaying exponential, this is direct output. That is one technique. Rather than that, differentiate the signal. It is creating del t minus del of t minus 1. Then you convolve with decaying exponential. This is y dash t. Even if you integrate it after differentiating the function, even if you integrate, output is obtained directly. Rather than directly using convolution technique, try to differentiate one of the signal till it is converted to impulse. Later on, apply convolution property of impulse. From the differentiated form, how to obtain normal form means integration. That is another way of getting the result. So roughly I have shown graph for you. Okay. The problem which I have chosen is u of t minus 3 minus u of t minus 5. Here it is given as ut minus u of t minus 1, sir. Ut minus u of t minus 1. Okay, moving to next slide. Please think of and answer me this question. Explain the difference between each of the following operations. They are nothing but the three properties of impulse. First two properties we have learned in the first class. Third bit just now we started. First two relations are looking like. First bit is product property of impulse. X of t into del of t minus t naught. What is the result, sir? X of t naught into del of t minus t naught. Any signal multiplied by shifted impulse means check the signal at the respective shift. So for the given question, the answer is our impulse existed 1, directly substitute, sir. In e power minus t, substitute t plus 1. First bit is product property. Second bit, integral has impulse means we named that as which property? Sampling or shifting. Integral xt into del of t minus t naught means x of t naught. Shift should lie within the limits. Shift should lie within the limits. Of course, the answer is E inverse. Impulse existed 1, directly t plus 1, sir. Because this is e power minus t, directly t plus. Last one everyone knows. Which property? Last bit. Convolution property of impulse. X of t convolve del of t minus t naught means what is the result, sir? X of t minus t naught. Directly in the signal t place t minus 1. I have not discussed any new question. Just I repeated the properties one more time. Don't confuse between the properties of impulsor. In the first bit, what is a graph? We have impulse at 1 with its weight as E inverse. Second bit, what is the graph, sir? Constant 1 by E. Constant. Third bit, what is the graph? Decaying exponential shifted by 1 unit. Nowhere the graph is same. Nowhere the graph is same. So don't mix the properties according to your convenience. Don't mix the properties. Suryateja, it is shifting, SIFT. Shifting is normal shifting. It is a German word. Impulse we are calling as a sudden change. They have invented it. That is SIFT. Actually, we are using the word convolution. For them, it is Faltung, FALTUNG. Shifting is correct word, SIFT. Shifting is normal shifting. In your lifetime, never forget the 3 properties of impulse functions are. Coming classes, multiple times I will ask you, product property, shifting or convolution. Don't have unnecessary confusion. Be careful. Okay, I'm going to next slide. For 5 minutes, listen my explanation. After that, you can note down. Keep your pen aside and observe the screen. Everyone observe the screen, sir. Next property of convolution is, if you want to scale the input system by a factor alpha, if you want to scale the input system by a factor alpha, the respective output is also scaled by alpha with amplitude scaling of 1 by mod alpha. If you want to scale the input system by alpha, the output is also scaled by alpha, but extra amplitude scaling is how much, sir? 1 by mod alpha. Any property we are writing is modification of definition. If you want the proof of this one, what you have to do? In the original formula, x of t becomes x of alpha tau. H of t becomes h of alpha t minus alpha tau. X of alpha tau, h of alpha t minus alpha tau. Assume alpha tau as lambda, alpha into d tau is d lambda. Like that, we have to prove it. When you prove it, it will retain this formula, sir. Okay? If the input and system are scaled by alpha, respect to output is scaled by alpha with amplitude scaling 1 by mod alpha. Suppose if I ask this way, sir, input scaled by alpha, system as it is. What is the answer in terms of output? What we can say? Only input is scaled, system as it is. What will be the result? You cannot express in terms of output. It will give us some answer, but that answer cannot be linked in terms of output. Only when our input and system are scaled by same factor, that chance is there. For understanding the two relations, now I am explaining 2 mathematical examples for you. Listen carefully. I hope most of you are good in Laplace. What is Laplace of decaying exponential? 1 by s plus a. What is the Laplace of t times e power minus at ut? 1 by s plus a whole square. For explaining these two properties, I am taking these signals as reference signals. e power minus a t ut Laplace 1 by s plus a. T times e power minus a t ut means 1 by s plus a whole square. Listen. Suppose if I take e power minus t ut convolved by itself, what is the output means? What is the Laplace of each function, sir? 1 by s plus 1 into s plus 1. Convolution converted to multiplication. Time domain convolution means transform domain multiplication. 1 by s plus 1 whole square. It is Laplace of which function? T times e power minus t ut. It means this is like x of t, h of t, y of t. X of t we have taken as e power minus t ut, h of t also same. After convolving, we got this as output, sir. If I want to apply scaling property here, scaling property of convolution, by assuming alpha 2, sir, I am assuming alpha 2. Everyone see this? Which I am highlighting with green color one. See it? If I want to apply scaling property of convolution, first x of alpha t. So t is replaced as 2t because we assumed alpha 2, sir. Next time t is replaced as 2t. Right side in the output, what is the change in the answer? What is the change in the answer, sir? Right side 1 by mod alpha y of alpha t. T is replaced as 2t. First x of 2t means wherever t is there, write 2t. H of 2t also. Right side 1 by mod alpha y of alpha t. In the output expression here, t is replaced as 2t, sir. The scaled version of step function is itself. It is not a big deal from the definition of step function. Ut is 1 for t greater than 0. U of 2t also 1 for t greater than 0. So this term and this term can be written as u of t again. U of t again. Right side t times e power minus 2t u of 2 1 by 2 cancellation. Of course, this result is 100% correct. This result is correct means the property is also correct, sir. This result is correct means property is correct. But what is the second statement we have made, sir? We want to scale the input but system as it is. We want to scale only the input, system as it is. Right side I have written, we cannot express the answer in terms of output. Already what is the output we got? T times e power minus t ut. We cannot link in terms of output. Why? Listen first. I want to scale only input. So e power minus 2t u of 2t. I want to scale only the input x of 2t. But h of t as it is. E power minus t. Just now we observed u of 2t stands for ut. Take Laplace. Laplace of e power minus at ut 1 by s plus 2, 1 by s plus 1. After doing partial fraction expansion, s place minus 2 means residue minus 1. S place minus 1 means residue 1. So what is the inverse Laplace of each term? Minus e power minus 2t ut plus e power minus t ut. We obtained some answer which cannot be linked in terms of original output. From our previous slide, what is original output answer, sir? T times e power minus t ut. But here we got a different result or not? Only if you scale input, we are getting some answer that cannot be linked in terms of original output. That is what I have written. Okay. I will show the next slide in few minutes. First, everyone go through this. For 2 minutes, go through this slide first. So when you can apply scaling property, sir, if both are scaled by same factor, then only that chance is there. Both are scaled by same factor. If only one term is scaled, we cannot express that answer in terms of output. If only one term is scaled, we cannot express the answer in terms of output. Please go through it. When we scale input and system by same factor, output can be also scaled, sir. Output can be also scaled. I will wait for another 1 minute for this slide. Then I will go to next slide. I am moving to next slide, sir. In the next slide, what we observed, input scaled system as it is. We got some result which cannot be linked in terms of original output. Cannot be expressed in terms of y of t, which is available in the last slide. Because yt result we got as what's our last slide? T times e power minus t ut. That answer is different. This answer is different. Input scaled system as it is means we cannot express in terms of output. Okay. What happens in the original scaling property if you substitute alpha minus 1, sir? What happens in the original scaling property if you substitute alpha place minus 1? X minus t convolved h minus t equals to right side y of minus t. That is the reversal property of convolution. Blindly substitute alpha place minus 1, sir. X minus t convolved h minus t is y of minus t. So let me explain the significance of this property, reversal property. X minus t convolved h minus t is y of minus t. See, if you take ut convolved e power minus t ut, we know the answer can be written as 1 minus e power minus t ut. It is a standard example in networks and controls. Step function given to first order network means it is a growing exponential. Otherwise, you take Laplace, ut Laplace 1 by s decaying 1 by s plus 1. What is the partial fraction? S place 0, 1, s place minus 1, that is a residue. Inverse Laplace is like this, which is acting like a growing exponential. That is a graph, sir. 1 minus e power minus t ut. That is a graph. 1 minus e power minus t ut. If I apply time reversal property here, TR means time reversal property. Apply time reversal property to the expression, what will happen? U minus t convolved e power t u of minus t, right side 1 minus e power t u of minus t. T place, wherever t is there, write minus t. U minus t convolved e power t minus t is 1 minus e power t u of minus t. Everyone recollect? A signal which covers purely negative time is called as anti-causal signal or not, sir? Purely positive time causal, purely negative time is anti-causal. So first function anti-causal, second function anti-causal, resultant also anti-causal. What we learned yesterday? Convolution of two causal signals is which signal? When both are causal, resultant is what, sir? Causal. Now we observed what is convolution of two anti-causal signals. If you convolve two anti-causal signals, what is resultant? Anti-causal. When both are causal, resultant causal. When both are anti-causal, resultant anti-causal. That point we can check. Anti-causality definition is a signal that is defined for negative time. Anti-causality definition is a signal that is defined for negative time. If one signal is causal, the other one non-causal, what you can say, sir? If input causal, system non-causal, what is output nature? Here we stated when both are causal, resultant causal. If both are anti-causal, resultant anti-causal. In a similar way, my question, if one is causal, the other one non-causal, what you can say? You cannot give any statement. It depends on thumb rule limits. We cannot say whether resultant is causal or non-causal. We cannot say anything. It depends on our thumb rule limits. Okay? Only when both are causal, both are anti-causal, we have direct statement. In one of the gate paper for us, this question is asked, sir. Left side I have written with the star mark. X minus t convolved del minus t minus t naught. What is the answer on the right side? x minus t convolute del minus t naught. What is the answer on the right side? Respond in the chat box. What will be the result? X minus t convolute del of minus t naught. What is the answer? Nitish, correct. Kiran Kumar, Rohan Kumar, Dwaraka Nath. Very good. Most of you have responded positive. Positive response. We clearly know what is convolution property of impulse are already. We know xt convolute del of t minus t naught is x of t minus t naught. For that you apply reversal. For the existing property, apply reversal wherever t is there. Replace minus t. Already we know convolution property of impulse. For that you apply reversal wherever t is there, write minus t. So this is the correct answer. X of minus t naught. X of minus t naught. That is the correct answer. I am discussing some more funny concepts from this formula. Observe carefully. Some more funny concepts I am explaining from this formula, sir. If we treat LTA system as h of t equals to e power minus t ut, by applying input as impulse, what is the output we'll write? Any signal convoluted by impulse means it replicates the signal. Any signal convoluted by impulse. Suppose we applied ut, sir. Just now we have seen the output as 1 minus e power minus t ut. In the last slide only we used that formula. When you apply ut as input to the decaying, output is like this. Suppose you want to give rect t by 2. Everyone tell me, rect t by 2 means where the rectangle covers are. Rect t by 2 means where the rectangle covers. Minus 1 to 1 with amplitude 1. Rect t by 2. Due to this input for that system, what is the output? If you solve by our graphical procedure, very lengthy. How to write this rectangle in terms of step function? How to write rectangle in terms of step function? U of t plus 1 minus u of t minus 1. So in terms of x of t, it is x1 of t plus 1 minus, because x1 t is ut. Because x1 t is ut. What is LTA system properties are? Whatever happens to input, same thing happens to output or not. So y2 of t is y1 of t plus 1 minus y1 of t minus 1. Already you know y1t. Just substitute there. Already we know y1t. So 1 minus of e power minus t plus 1 u of t plus 1. 1 minus e power minus t minus 1 u of. Without doing any convolution, we got the answer. Rectangle I expressed in terms of step functions are. Already step function is x1t. So what is an LTI system property? Yesterday we started. Whatever happens to input, same thing happens to output. You already know y1t substitute here. Suppose I changed the input as a ramp signal. What is the relation between ramp and step function? Integration of step is ramp. Integration of step is ramp. So what is LTI system property? Just integrate the output. Integral 0 to t y1 tau. Just integrate it. It will obtain some result. So what I want to tell you from this example, if you modify either rectangular ramp in terms of step function, we are obtaining the output very easily by using LTI system property. What is LTI system property? Whatever happens to input, same thing happens to output. If you are in a position to modify the given input in terms of step function, blindly, which property we can apply, sir? LTI system property. Whatever happens to input, same thing happens to output. Please go through that example, everyone. Please go through it. Try to modify any given signal in terms of impulse and step, and be thorough with properties. You can play with convolution. The fellows who are learning for the first time these properties, at least 2 to 3 times you should practice. Don't have a wrong thought. This fellow is very easily solving. We are unable to get. On a single day, you cannot become hero. Okay? Practice the same problems 1 or 2 times at least. Then you will get that idea. But what I want to tell you is, if you modify any signal in terms of step and impulse, our solution is easy. Blindly applied LTI system property. Whatever happens to input, same thing happens to output. That last integration you performed, just I left for you. I am moving to next slide, sir. Okay, ma, some result. If the area under input is taken as AX, area meaning is integral xt dt, sir. Area under system is taken as AH. Area under output is AY. How we can express area under output in terms of input and system area? What is AY in terms of AX, AH? That is the question. Is it multiplication, addition, or convolution? We want area under output in terms of AX, AH. So right side, which operations are? Is it multiplication, or convolution or addition. AY in terms of AX, AH. Which result? Is it multiplication, addition, or convolution? Answer is AX multiplied by AH. See, our convolution definition is integral x tau h of t minus tau d tau. If you take integral y t dt, right side also we are getting one more integral x tau h of t minus tau d tau dt. So one integral is function of tau sir, another integral is function of t. Even we shift the signal, area is not affected, sir. This is AX, this is AH, left side AY. Shifting of the signal, area is not affected. AX into AH. Area under output is product of individual areas. Area under output is product of individual areas. In a similar way, input shifted by alpha, system by beta means what is the overall shifter? Input shifted by alpha, system by beta means the overall shift becomes alpha plus beta units. Input shifted by alpha, system by beta means overall shift is alpha plus beta units. In one of the exam, question is framed like this, sir. Input shifted by tau. System is also shifted by tau. What is the answer in terms of output? Input shifted by tau, system shifted by tau means what will happen to the output, sir? Tau plus tau, alpha plus beta means overall 2 tau. Overall 2 tau. Input shifted by tau, system by tau means output is shifted by 2 tau. One property, area property, AY is AX into AH. Another property, input shifted by alpha, system by beta means overall alpha plus beta. Overall alpha plus beta. Let me explain few examples on this property, sir. I hope most of you are aware UT convolved UT is ramp signal. I hope most of you know this. Because what is Laplace of step functions are? 1 by S. Ramp signal means 1 by S square. Left side it is 1 by S into 1 by S. So which is Laplace of ramp signal or not? So whatever the problems now we are solving, to solve them we require this hint. UT convolved UT is ramp. UT convolved UT is ramp. So I am explaining few examples on shifting property. Input shifted by alpha, system by beta means overall shift is Alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta. Again, everyone observe the screen first. Observe the screen first, sir. Suppose we have taken a rectangle from -1 to 3, which must be convolved by another rectangle from -1 to 1, sir. If you follow our graphical method, that will create 1.5 page solution, graphical method. But with respect to the last page hints, we can complete in 3 steps. Suno. How to write first signal in terms of step function? U of t plus 1 minus U of t minus 3 convolved. What about the second one, sir? U of t plus 1 minus U of t minus 1. First express both signals in terms of step function. Then expand one by one term. U of t plus 1 convolved with U of t plus 1. I will show you with the lines. Then it may be easy for you. Like this. U of t plus 1 with U of t plus 1. Next combinations are U of t plus 1 with U of t minus 1. Next combination U of t minus 3 convolved U of t plus 1. Last one minus into minus becomes plus U of t minus 3 convolved U of t minus. First I expanded it. From the last slide, UT convolved UT ramp, input shifted by alpha, system by beta means alpha plus beta. Apply that hint here. First time R of t plus 1 plus 1, UT convolved UT R of t, sir. Next time R of t plus 1 minus 1, R of t minus 3 plus 1. Last one R of t minus 3 minus 1. So what is the new result? R of t plus 2 minus R of t minus 2 plus R of t minus 4. Of course, we studied already in the introduction, sum of the ramp signals is a trapezium graph. At -2, first the ramp signal starts, slope cancellation at origin. Like that, when you try to add all the 3 signals, all the 4 signals are, that is retaining a trapezium graph. That is the output graph or not? After doing addition. Suno. What is the area property we have written in the last slide, sir? Area property is what? AX into AH. So tell me what is the area under this rectangle? First rectangle, 4. Area under second rectangle, 2. So compulsory overall area must be how much? 8. 4 2s are 8. So what is area under trapezium? It is combination of 2 triangles and 1 rectangle. This part area half base height. This part area 2 into 2. This part area half base height. Add all the numbers, answer is 8. Add all the numbers, answer is 8. Okay. So area under output equals to product of individual areas. That is also satisfied. Please go through the steps, everyone. What are the 2 hints we used here, sir? UT convolved UT ramp. Another hint, input shifted by alpha, system by beta means overall alpha plus beta. Overall alpha plus beta. Area under unit step function is infinity. Karthikeya. If you integrate step, it is ramp. If you want to do integration 0 to infinity, 1 dito. Answer is infinity only. The step function is of infinite length. First, we expressed both signals in terms of step function. Later on, two hints. UT convolved UT is ramp. UT convolved UT is ramp. The other one, input shifted by alpha, system by beta, means overall alpha plus beta. The important observation which we have to make in this particular question is, what is the duration of each rectangle we have chosen, sir? Or what is the length of each rectangle? First rectangle length 4 units. Second rectangle length 2 units. First rectangle length 4. Second rectangle length 2 units. Whenever we try to convolve two unequal length rectangles, 100% what will be the graph? Trapezium. Whenever we are trying to convolve two unequal length rectangular functions, 100% output graph is what? Trapezium. If they are of equal length, you will get triangles. If they are of equal length, you will get triangle. Convolution of two unequal length rectangular pulses is a trapezium. If the length is same, length means duration. If length is same, then it is a triangle. Unequal length rectangular pulses trapezium. If you take same duration, it becomes triangle. Actually, with this theoretical statement, there is no need to solve in terms of step function also, sir. With this theoretical statement, if you remember this theoretical statement correctly, no need to solve by this way also. How you can answer it directly? I'll come back to this slide. Observe here. How we can answer this directly. First time we have chosen a rectangle from -1 to 3. Everyone listen. Observe here. Second time we have taken a rectangle from -1 to what we stated just now, sir. Unequal length rectangular pulses means trapezium. First draw trapezium. How to show the change of instants? Adding the lower and upper limits of rectangle. -1 plus -1, -1 plus 1. Adding the lower and upper limits of rectangle. First -1 plus -1 is -2. -1 plus 1, sir. Next add these limits. 3 plus -1. 3 plus 1. After sketching trapezium, how to show the change of limits, sir? Adding the lower and upper limits of rectangles. -1 plus -1, this. -1 plus 1 is 0. 3 plus -1 is 2. 3 plus 1 is 4. How to get this amplitude? If you are unable to take directly, assume K. We have our area property. AY is AX into AHR. Find out the area under trapezium in terms of K. You are going to obtain that result as 2. Because we know the answer. K value is, after sketching trapezium, assume peak amplitude as K, sir. Assume peak amplitude as K. How to get K? Blindly apply this property. Blindly apply this property. But if you take the rectangular pulses with equal length, if you take rectangular pulses with equal length, sir, that is rect T convolved rect T. If they are of equal length, graph will be triangular pulse, tri-T. If they are of equal length, graph will be triangle. That is what the statements are. Unequal length rectangular pulses trapezium. If they have equal length or duration, it is triangular pulse. This way we can further simplify it. First you observe this slide, last slide. Okay, moving to next slide. Unequal length rectangular pulses means trapezium. Equal length is a triangle. Everyone be ready to answer me this question. When you convolve the signal with itself, answer equals to integration of that function. This property is satisfied by which standard signals are? When you convolve the signal with itself, it equals to integration of that function. This property is satisfied by which signal? Impulse, step, or ramp. Which signal obeys that property? Impulse, step, or ramp. Very good. Most of you responded. Positive answer. Very good. UT. Because UT convolved UT is ramp. Integration of step is ramp. UT convolved UT is ramp. Integration of step function also with signals are ramp signal. Unequal length rectangular convolution is impulse. How it is impulse here? Bachas, del T convolved del T is del T. Integration of impulse is step na. Step function is the correct answer. For the previous problem, I will make a small change, try to answer it. For the previous problem, I will make a small change, try to answer it, sir. Suppose if we take a signal like this, convolved by another signal like this. So because they are of equal length, 100% resultant graph will be triangle. Just to simplify and draw the output, everyone. Sahiti, what is the question I asked that you respond? You can shift also. In that expression, you can shift also. I asked for xt convolved xt is integration of the function. Which standard signal is my question? Either it is impulse, step, or ramp. I have not mentioned shifted or something. Every one of you know, because they are of equal length, 100% graph will be 100% graph will be what, sir? Triangle. Just check the graph thoroughly. How to write the mathematical expression of first signal in terms of step functions are? At -1 negative jump means minus u of t plus 1. At 0 positive jump raised by 2 units, 2 ut. At t equals to 1 negative jump minus u of t minus. That is convolved with u of t plus 1 minus u of t minus 1. First minus u of t plus 1 at 0 positive jump 2 ut at 1 negative. First time directly perform convolution with u of t plus 1 that I am writing directly. Ut plus 1 with ut plus 1 means minus r of t plus 2. Ut plus 1 with ut plus 1 means r of t plus 2. Next 2 r of t plus 1 because ut with u of t plus 1. Last one minus u of t minus 1 with u of t plus 1 means minus r of. First green color combination I completed. Red color minus into minus becomes plus r of t. 2 ut with u of t minus 1 means minus 2 r of t minus 1. Minus into minus becomes last plus. Of course, these two cancellations are. When you try to draw the output, r of t plus 2 means ramp function starts at -2 having negative slope. At -1 it is raised by 2 units. Like that, the resultant graph is obtained. Just we have to add the ramp functions for different intervals. That is the resultant graph. What type of symmetry the original input and system are satisfying, sir? What type of symmetry they are satisfying? This is like odd, this is like even. Resultant is odd. So convolution of odd and even function is what? Odd. We know multiplication of even and odd signal is odd signal. Multiplication of even and odd signal is odd signal. Convolution of even and odd signal also odd signal. Convolution, multiplication, they are one and same actually. Yesterday I explained polynomial multiplication concept for you. The only difference is extra folding here. Extra folding. Okay, moving to next slide. Suppose my question is, what is u of t plus 2 convolved by r of t minus 3? Step function with ramp. What is u of t plus 2 convolved by r of t minus 3? Think of. So the first signal extends from minus 2 to infinity. Second signal extends from 3 to infinity. Here I am using two properties, sir. I will assume ut convolved ramp as a new signal g of t. I will assume ut convolved ramp as a new signal g of t, such that this answer becomes what for us? G of t plus 2 minus 3. G of t plus 2 minus 3. If we know g of t, that means we got the answer. If you know what is g of t, sir, that means we know the answer. What is g dash t meaning? If you differentiate left side, right side, it is differentiation of any one function. It may be u dash t convolved r of t or ut as it is convolved r dash t. If you want to differentiate left side, sir, right side, any one term is differentiated. Of course, we know differentiation of step is impulse. Impulse convolved by ramp is ramp. Or here also ut convolved ut is ramp. Anyway, answer is ramp only. So from the differentiated form, how to get normal, sir? Integration of ramp signal. That is t square by 2 u of t. Parabola. T square by 2. Here you do that replacement. We got g of t as this t square by 2 u of t. Finally, we want g of t minus 1. I applied two properties here, sir. One is shifting property, the other one differentiation. First, I assumed ut convolved ramp as g of t. What is the meaning of g dash t, sir? Left side we are doing differentiation means right side any one signal differentiated. That is simplified as ramp. Integration of ramp is parabolic signal. We got the answer. Actually, what I have done in the last 10 slides is, observe here, ut convolved impulse is step function. ut convolved ut is ramp signal. This last example, ut convolved ramp is parabolic signal. In all the problems I explained, I kept one signal fixed. In all the problems which I explained, sir, I kept one signal fixed. That is step function or not. Only other signals I have done modification. These are the pairs which I explained in the last slides. ut convolved impulse is ut. ut convolved ut is ramp. ut convolved ramp is parabola. I have not changed one signal, sir. Only other signal I have changed. Correct or not? For the explanation of these properties. So from these examples, you have to understand that out of two signals, whenever one signal is step function or impulse, our solution is easy. Out of two signals, if you try to convert the given signal as impulse or step function, our solution becomes easy. For that reason only all these explanations are. The fellows who are learning for the first time, you need practice at least 1 or 2 times. This is competitive exam, not BTech exam. Write sharp notes. How to play with signals, you should learn like this only. Okay? You should come to my level, then only you can attempt the signals questions in gate paper. Don't study like BTech. One night study and copying the exam. Next day morning, frequently asked questions, preparing some 4 or 5 questions and attempting them. That will not work out in competitive exams, sir. Competitive exams are logical based. Be thorough with properties. That is most important. Just practice the notes regularly. Regularly practice the class notes. Whatever the concepts we discussed on that, one simple question I am asking you, respond. Whatever the concepts we discussed on that only. Suppose x of t is 1 for 0 to 1 and h of t is x of t by alpha. Alpha range is what, sir? 0 to 1. 0 less than, alpha less than or equals to 1. Output is convolution of input and system. If the differentiated signal has to contain 3 discontinuities, means 3 jump locations. Discontinuity means 3 jumps. What is exact alpha? The funny thing in the question is, alpha range neatly I have mentioned as 0 to 1, but in the ABCD options, wantedly I have given outside the range. If anyone has chosen 2 and minus 1, they are masters in the subject or not. Alpha range already I have mentioned, sir, 0 to 1. Wantedly 2 options outside the range I have provided. So the choice is between 0.5 and 1. Tell me correct answer. Not Mohammed. I am saying if anyone chooses that, it is wrong. Everyone try to draw the output graph, sir. Then you will decide what is alpha. We solved this problem already. It is not a new question. X of t is 1 for 0 to 1. H of t is x of t by alpha. I am taking in terms of alpha only. If you feel they are unequal length rectangles, 100% what is the output graph? If you feel they are unequal length rectangles, graph of the output is a trapezium. Add the lower and upper limits of rectangle. Just add the lower and upper limits of rectangles. That is trapezium. What is the differentiated version of this one, sir? If I differentiate this graph, differentiation of positive RAM for the interval 0 to alpha. Differentiation of positive ramp is positive step. Alpha to 1 constant 0. 1 to 1 plus alpha, it is a negative ramp. 1 to 1 plus alpha, it is a negative ramp. After differentiating trapezium, it is showing how many jump locations? We are having 4 discontinuities. Discontinuity means jumps. 4 discontinuities are there. But how many are expected, sir? In the question, how many are expected? Only 3 discontinuities. For that alpha equals to 1, you combine these 2 points. For that alpha must be 1. Indirectly, original output is a triangle. As you are expecting only 3 jump locations, alpha must be 1, sir. If you take alpha 0.5, it becomes trapezium. After differentiation, it will show 4 jump location. Expected are 3. So indirectly, if alpha is 1, trapezium shape converted to what? If alpha is 1, sir, the trapezium is converted to triangle shape or not? Like this. After differentiation, it is neatly showing 3 jump locations. Whatever you know, that question is twisted. Till trapezium you know. But what is my expectation? If the differentiated signal should contain 3 jump locations, after getting the output graph, if it has to contain 3 discontinuities, what is alpha? That is gate exam. Whatever you know, that is slightly twisted. Be careful, sir. Trapezium differentiation has 4 jump locations. Triangle differentiation has 3 jump locations. Okay, take short break of 20 minutes. We'll continue again. Take break for 20 minutes. Let us continue. Till now we observed scaling property, shifting property, area property, like that. Area under output is product of individual areas, AX into AH. Please go through this model, sir. Input signal is given as a triangle that is passed through sigma del of t minus kt. So first time when you provide gap of 4 units, try to get the output. Del of t minus 4k. First time we want to select impulse functions with a gap of 4 units. So what is the output? Of course, it is stream of impulses. We have taken impulses with a gap of 4 units. What is the respective output? As one of the signal is impulse function, try to apply convolution property of impulse. As one of the signal is impulse, try to use convolution property of impulse function. Then we will get the output. The triangle is passed through this periodic impulse train. Periodic impulse train. Some fellows will call this as Dirac comb. Of course, Fermi-Dirac is the inventor of impulse Dirac comb. Just convolve and check the output graph. Try to convolve and check the output graph, sir. Using convolution property of impulse. When you take xt convolved by del t, answer is same x of t. Of course, here the amplitude is 1, sir, that is missing. Triangle peak amplitude 1. When you convolve by impulse at 4, it is causing right shift of 4 units. Next time it is causing right shift of 8 units. Similarly on the left side. Output is periodic repetition of the triangles. So if you convolve a signal with a periodic train of impulses, output is periodic repetition of that signal. In the output graph, again the triangles are repeated, sir. When you try to convolve a general signal, it need not be triangle, some signal with a periodic impulse train, output is periodic repetition of the signal. But it is a valid statement only when the system duration is more than signal length. In this problem, impulse functions are separated by what gaps are? 4 units. whereas length of triangle is just 2 units. That is the reason output contains input information. Channel width must be more than signal width. Channel width must be more than signal width. If you provide impulse functions only with 1 unit gap, you will get overlap of triangles. Suppose we have provided impulse function only with 1 unit gap, we will get overlap of triangles. Generally, in communication, we know we have to maintain more channel width or not. If you maintain more channel width, then only output contains input information. Convolution of a signal with a periodic impulse train is periodic repetition of the signal. Convolution of a signal with a periodic impulse train is a periodic repetition of the signal. You can make that note, sir. Convolution of a signal with a periodic impulse train is periodic repetition of the signal. What is that signal? In our case, it is a triangle, but it need not be triangle, sir. Convolution of a signal with periodic impulse train is periodic repetition of the signal. Output contains repetition of triangles. You may get a doubt where we are expecting repetition of information. The concept of sampling expects repetition of the content, sir. The concept of sampling that expects the repetition of the content. Please think of the second bit. Second bit, we want to take impulse functions with what gaps are? Just 2 units. X of t convolved minus infinity to infinity del of t minus 2k. Let us observe what will happen now. Without any gap, triangle repetition occurs or not? Xt convolved del t means same thing. Xt convolved del of t minus 2 means shifted, because now impulse functions are separated by what gaps are? 2 units gap. Still repetition of triangles is there. Still repetition of triangles is there without any gap. This question may be framed indirectly also. Output is periodic repetition of input means compulsory what is system nature? Output is periodic repetition of input means compulsory what is system nature, sir? Periodic impulse train. Output signal is repetition of input means compulsory system is periodic impulse train. Other way also question can be framed. Okay, I'm moving to next slide. Okay, this is a easy question. I hope everyone will answer it without solving. The given integral is looking like convolution of which function? Integral minus infinity to infinity x tau h of tau minus t d tau. It is looking like convolution of which functions? Is the question, sir. We know if we do convolution, the answer is always obtained in terms of same independent variable, sir. So based on that, there is no chance for A and C options because convolution means answer is obtained in terms of same independent variable. B also no chance because we know standard convolution formula. So automatically what is correct, sir? X of t convolved h minus t. How it can be written in convolution style? Integral x of tau h of t minus tau d tau. Ht place h minus t is given. That is x of tau h of tau minus t, which is the given integral. When you are convolving one signal with another signal folded version, it is called as cross correlation. When you are convolving one signal with another signal folded version, it is called as cross correlation. The concept of correlation we are going to observe in Fourier transform chapters are autocorrelation, cross correlation. We are learning some techniques there, spectral density. Correlate means compare the signal. Correlate, correlate. Combinedly, it is like comparison of signals. Correlation. Okay, these are some examples related to continuous form of convolution. Let us shift to discrete. Take few examples on discrete, sir. What is convolution of u of n with its delayed version at n equals to 5? That is my question. Discrete step sequence. Ut convolved ut we observed as ramp tut. But now my question is un convolved un. U of n convolved un. One of the signal is shifted. What is the value at n equals to 5? Think and respond, sir. What is the value at n equals to 5? Think, no urgency. Think. All answers are wrong. Whoever have given. UT convolved UT means ramp. TUT. But UN convolved UN is not NUN. The answer is N plus 1 times UN. How to understand it? First listen. This black box name is impulse response. Input impulse, output impulse response is our logic, sir. If I integrate impulse, this black box is nothing but UT that I am representing as system. This black box is actually UT, which is integration of impulse. That becomes ramp, UT convolved UT. When you take integrator, continuous case, equivalent discrete system, what we are choosing? Summation minus infinity to n. Summation minus infinity to U of n means samples are covered from 0 to infinity. So sigma k equals to 0 to n 1. Sigma k equals to 0 to n 1. 1 added n plus 1 times. 1 added n plus 1 times. 0 to n means total n plus 1 samples. Of course, because this answer exists for positive index, we can write that as n plus 1 times un, sir. 0 to n summation range means n plus 1 samples. N plus 1 samples. What is the given question now? U of n convolved with U of n minus 3. So it is n minus 3 plus 1 U of n minus 3. Directly the output is shifted by 3 samples, which is n minus 2 U of. Because of U of n minus 3, it indicates it covers after 3. Because of U of n minus 3 tag, it indicates it covers after. Where the result is expected, sir? Where the result is expected? 5. 5 minus 2 becomes 3. Like TUT, don't feel NUN here. That is wrong. Like T times UT there, sir. Here it is not NUN. What is the change in the answer? N plus 1 times UN. UN convolved UN is N plus 1 times UN. Small changes will be there. In the introduction, we studied U minus T continuous. Discrete, the equivalent form is what, sir? U minus N minus 1. There U minus T is not directly U minus N. The equivalent form we selected like U minus N minus 1. Discrete. Okay. I'm moving to next slide. Wait for a while. Study this question and try to answer it, sir. A linear system with input xn, output y of n related by some summation where g of n is also given. Find the output when you apply delayed impulse. Now it is discrete impulse. Everyone knows discrete impulse is defined at origin with amplitude of 1. Discrete impulse is defined at origin with amplitude of 1. Now we are choosing delayed impulse. Get the output. In the question statement only answer is available, sir. See the statement properly. Instead of taking impulse at origin, we have taken delayed impulse del of n minus 2. We have taken del of n minus 2. See here, I will make you to give the answer. Everyone see the screen. If I take input at 2, right side it is del 0, answer is 1. If I take input at 2, right side is del 0, answer is 1, sir. So input is valid only for sample 2. This summation has meaning only at k equals to 2. Rest of the sample 0. This summation has meaning only at k equals to 2. Substitute k place 2, x2 into g of n minus 4. x2 into g of n minus 4. As x2 is 1, result is g of n minus 4. Expand the summation, sir. Etc. K value minus 1 means x minus 1 g of n plus 2. K0 means x0 gn. x1 g of n minus 2, x2 g of n minus 4, like that series of terms. But our input is valid only for which samples are? The delayed impulse is valid only at 2. Rest of all amplitudes are 0. So automatically, as x2 is 1, answer becomes g of n minus 4. As x2 sample is 1, output is g of n minus 4. I hope now you will respond. If I change the input as del of n plus 3, same question. If I change the input as del of n plus 3, what will be the output, sir? Come on, come on. Impulse at minus 3 we selected. So which is the valid k? The valid k is now minus 3. If you take impulse at 2, k plus 2 is substituted. If you take impulse at minus 3, k plus minus 3. Wherever the sample occurs, that is the valid k, sir. Wherever the sample occurs, that is valid k. Okay. Think of this model. The impulse response of a dt means discrete time. The impulse response of a discrete time LTI system is given by some expression 0.5 whole power n un. If the inputs are, it is not off. If the input is 2 del n plus del of n minus 3, find the output at 1 and 4. As one of the signal is impulse blindly, which property of impulse are? Convolution property of impulse. Apply and find out the output at 1 and 4. Very easy. Blindly applying convolution property of impulse there. Input is 2 del n plus del of n minus 3. System is 0.5 whole power n un. Just convolve and write the output. Then you will know what is the answer at 1 and 4. Try and tell me what is the output at 1 and 4, sir. Do convolution. Trivikram, correct? Trivikram. Nice name. Ravi, correct. Venkatramana, correct. Nitish also correct. Very simple problem, sir. Yn is xn convolved hn. After doing convolution, 2 del n convolved by this term means 2 into 0.5 whole power n un plus the signal convolved by del of n minus 3 means shifted by 3 units. So in this expression, first time output covers which index? N greater than or equals to 0. Second time, u of n minus 3 tag indicates after 3 it covers. If you want the output at 1, it is due to only first signal, sir. If you want the output at 1, it is only due to first signal. But if you want the output at 4, both signals cover the value at 4. If you want the output at 4, both signals cover the value at, that is 1 by 8 plus 1 by 2, 0.625 after simplification, 0.625. As one of the signal is impulse, blindly application of convolution property of impulse. As one of the signal is impulse. Okay. Study this question and answer me. Very easy. This is also input is set of ABCD that is producing output as repetition of the input, which is repeated capital N number of times. Then what is the impulse response? Output is periodic repetition of input, sir. Output is periodic repetition of the input. Then that fellow wants impulse response. Just now we solved that model. You can answer it. As output is periodic repetition of input, compulsory system is periodic impulse train. As output is periodic repetition of input, compulsory system is what? Periodic impulse train. So the choice is between A and D. The choice is between A and D, but input length is how many samples? Set of ABCD means input length is how many samples, sir? 4 samples. So first option is correct. Input length is 4 samples. So first option is correct. This simple question also you are not answering properly. Huh? Whatever we discussed before 10 minutes. Maybe BTech also from last 2 years you are doing online only. Huh? Strong funda. First set is due to del n. Next time also due to del n, but causing 4 samples of shift, sir. Next time it is causing 8 sample shift. Like that, our answer is repeated n number of times, which leads to first option. Output is periodic repetition of input means system is periodic impulse train. Output is periodic repetition of input means system is periodic impulse train. By looking at that question only, you should get the idea. Because output is periodic repetition of input, 100% system is periodic impulse train. Okay. We observed few examples of finite length signal convolution in continuous set by taking rectangular pulses. In a similar way, let us observe how we are doing finite length signal convolution in discrete. It is a favorite topic for all competitive exam fellows. So regularly you will get. Of course, we are studying for a short time, 40 minutes only, but it is a habituated question for all competitive exam fellows. So listen carefully. Suppose our input is set of 1, 2, 3, 4, and the impulse response is set of 1 to 1 minus 1. How to perform convolution of these two is the question, sir. What are the numbers actually? They are nothing but impulses. At 0, amplitude 1, at 1 it is 2, like that. Okay. Of course, here it is clear indication of applying convolution property of impulse, which is quite lengthy. Expressing them in terms of impulse and applying the property is quite lengthy, sir. So We are using a simple method that is called as a sliding strip method. Everyone see the screen, sir? Sliding strip method. Take the samples of the input and take the samples of the system. Take the samples of input and take the samples of the system. If you multiply by 1, answer is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you multiply by 2, answer is 2, 4, 6, 8. Next, multiply by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Take the samples of the input and system. After doing multiplication, try to make this sliding arrangement. Each dotted line is called as a strip. Why we are making this sliding arrangement means, you are aware, convolution also includes folding and shifting, sir. One of the signal as is, other signal must be folded and shifted or not. This indirectly means shifting. This sliding arrangement indirectly means shifting. Add the values inside each strip, that is the overall output. First one, next 2 plus 2 addition, 4. 3 plus 4 plus 1, 8. Add the values inside each strip, that is the overall output. That is called as sliding strip method. Take the samples of the input and system separately. However, we are doing general multiplication, follow that process. Try to make the sliding arrangement. After that, just add the values inside each strip, sir. 2 plus 2, 3 plus 4 plus 1. That is giving us the output. Listen. In this problem, input has how many samples, sir? 4. 4 is the length of the input. System also has 4 samples. But output length is how many? 7. 4 plus 4 minus 1. Whenever the input has m number of samples, system has n number of samples. The length of the output is m plus n minus 1 samples. Input has m samples, system has n samples. Length of output is m plus n minus 1. Pramod Rao, let me explain first. Okay. I'm coming to that point only. Wait. If the input has m samples, system has n samples, output length is m plus n minus 1. First, go through this example, sir. Take the samples of the input and system. However, we are doing general multiplication, follow it. After that, make that sliding strip arrangement. Add the values inside each strip. Add the values inside each strip. Luckily, so no arrow mark is given. Suppose in this problem, if that fellow has given arrow mark at 2, sir, for input, then there is no change in the procedure. Only the limits of output will change. No change in the procedure. Output is also not changing. Only the limits of output will differ. Now, input covers from minus 1 to 2. Minus 1, 0, 1, 2. System covers from 0 to 3. Because of this arrow mark, it is sample at 0, sir. Input covers from minus 1 to 2. System from 0 to 3. What are the limits of output? Sum of lower limits minus 1. Sum of upper limits 5. That means first sample is output at minus 1. 4 becomes sample at 0. Only the limits will differ, sir. Output answer is not changing. What, Pramod Rao? Is it clear? Only the limits will change, sir. No change in the output answer. This is one technique. But if you are not writing the amplitudes in a proper position, they will jump to other locations, sir. So a slight modification of this method we are learning as sum by column method. A slight modification of this technique we are learning as sum by column method. This is sliding strip. Small change to this method is called as sum by column method. I am going to next slide. So what we are doing in sum by column method is however we are doing polynomial multiplication, we will follow that process. However we are doing polynomial multiplication, we will follow that process. Take the samples of the input system. First multiply by 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Multiply by 2, shift the result right by 1 unit, 2, 4, 6, 8. Multiply by 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Multiply by minus 1. Just add all the columns there. Answer is same. Just add all the columns. By taking samples of the input system, how to put a arrow on OP? What is OP? In the output. Here I kept na. Arey bacha, limits of output are what? Sum of lower limits minus 1, upper limits 5. So whatever output answer I got, first sample. Minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. इधर देखो बेटा. First sample is at minus 1 means arrow mark indicates sample at 0. That becomes 4. If nothing is given, that means it is starting sample only. Take the samples of the input system. However, we are doing polynomial multiplication, follow that process. Of course, the answer is same. Either sliding strip method you can follow or sum by column method also you can follow, sir. But if this question is asked in reverse way, it means we know input and output get the system. If that is a question, sir, we know input and output, ask us to find the system. For convenience, I am choosing the same problem. For convenience, I am choosing the same problem. I am going to next slide, sir. I hope everyone completed this. Assume the input is 1, 2, 3, 4. Output samples are 1, 4, 8, 11, 9, 1, minus 4. Same problem I am choosing. Don't be emotional. Same question. Ask less, get the impulse response. By knowing the input and output, getting the system is called as a deconvolution. We are undoing the operation of convolution, sir. So the name deconvolution, also called as system identification. Also called as system identification. So what we have to do? We know the input and output. Asked us to get the system. Best and easy method is sum by column method. Here also. Best and easy method is sum by column method. What we'll do? Because h of n is unknown, assume them as ABCD samples. Because h of n is unknown, sir, assume them as ABCD samples. Make the product, compare the columns. Make the product, compare the columns. By that way, answer is obtained easily. So take the input 1, 2, 3, 4. H of n unknown. H of n unknown. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Make the product A, 2A, 3A, 4A. B, 2B, 3B, 4B. C, 2C, 3C. 4C, D, 2D, 3D, 4D. So what is the output already known for us? 1, 4, 8, 11, 9, 1, minus 4. Just compare the columns. A equals to 1. 4D equals to minus 4 means D is minus 1. What is the second column expression, sir? 2A plus B equals to 4 means B value 2. What is last but 1? 4C plus 3D equals to 1. Already D is minus 1 means C is 1. Therefore, H of n equals to 1 to 1 minus 1. We already know it from the last example. Assume the unknown samples as A, B, C, D. Make the product and compare the columns. Make the product and compare the columns. Still the answer is same. For performing deconvolution also, easy technique is sum by column method, sir. Very good question, ma Viknata. What I stated just now, input has m samples, system has n samples, means what is length of output? M plus n minus 1. Based on that, you will know length of system. Already input has 4 samples in the question. Output has 7 sample. Capital M equals to 4. M plus n minus 1 is 7. Solve for capital N. You will get 4. This is one technique, easy technique. We have another two stupid techniques. Like convolution is a multiplication, deconvolution is a division. Just for idea, I am giving explanation, sir. Like convolution is multiplication, deconvolution is called as division. So I'm moving to next slide. So what actually we are doing is express input and output in terms of polynomials. Express both input and output in terms of polynomials like this. W0, W1 square cube, W0, W1, W square, W cube. Try to write both input and output in terms of polynomials. So input polynomial 1 plus 2W plus 3W square plus 4W cube. Very funny fellow, what you are writing? 4W cube. What about output, sir? That stupid expression. That numbers 1, 4, 8, 11, 9, 1 minus 4. 1 plus 4W plus 8W square, 11W cube, 9W power 4. Then W power 5 minus 4W power 6. After that, you have to enjoy division, where we will get the quotient as 1 to 1 minus 1. As we know the answer already. Try to express both input and output in terms of polynomials. Perform general division. You are getting this as quotient 1 to 1 minus 1. Once we test a easy technique, who wants to use this method, sir? Already we tested easy approach or not? But it is also a technique. Actually, whatever the mathematical terms already we are knowing at bacha level, for that we are adding engineering flavors. Instead of addition, the word we are using is superposition. Instead of addition, the word is superposition. Multiplication is now called as convolution. Division is called as deconvolution. After a few classes, we are learning, if you take first difference, xn minus x of n minus 1, that is called as high pass filter. Xn minus x of n minus 1. Already we know technical terms. For them, we are adding engineering flavor. You may get a doubt, for learning addition and subtraction again, do we require this BTech degree? For that reason, what is the flavor? Addition is superposition. Emotional fellows, are you getting my point? Addition means superposition. Instead of multiplication, what is the word now? Convolution. Division is what? Deconvolution. But we are applying the same approach, sir. Nothing new we are learning. Same approach. Here we have one more stupid method. Just observe, no need to note down. Called as recursive division. Recursive division means from original definition we are solving it. Recursive division means from original summation formula we are solving. Sigma xk h of n minus k. N value 0 means y0 equals to x0 into h0. So what is h0 answer, sir? y0 divided by x0. Output at 0, 1, input at 0, 1. 1 by 1 equals to 1. 1 by 1. N value 1 means y1 is x0 h1 plus x1 into h0. What is unknown? h1. N value 2 means y2 is x0 h2 plus x1 h1 plus x2 h0, where h2 is unknown. Why the word recursive, sir? If you want to get H1 compulsory, we need H0. If you want to get H2 compulsory, we need H1, H0. If you solve by this method, minimum 1 hour, you will waste your time. Minimum 1 hour. अरे स्वस्तिक कहाँ गए रे आप? Polynomial multiplication means, polynomial division means, try to express both input and output in terms of polynomials. Normal division you perform. This is the quotient. 1 to 1 minus 1 is h of n. Already we know in the problem. Okay, that is time waste technique. Suppose we know output and system. Input is unknown. Then also which techniques are? We know output and system, input is unknown. In the problem, what we have to do? Same technique. That is called as blind deconvolution. Because we don't know input, it is called as blind deconvolution. Finding the output is convolution. Finding the input or system is deconvolution. Get the output means convolution techniques are. Get the input or system means which technique? Deconvolution technique. Okay. In one of the exam paper, a beautiful question was asked. That question I will give. Please answer me. I'm going to next slide, sir. Very good question. Input is given as set of 1 to 1. Input covers from 0 to 2. H0 starting sample is given. But that fellow stated that h of n also covers from 0 to 2. Y1 is 3 and Y2 is 4. Output is given for 2 samples. Y of n is the linear convolution of xn and hn. Linear convolution means ordinary convolution is done along the line. It is also called as linear convolution. So that fellow's question is, what is the value of 10y3 plus y4? It is combination of both convolution and deconvolution, sir. Input is there for 3 samples. H of n starting sample is given. We have 2 unknown samples that can be assumed as AB. Because H of n total length 3 samples. 2 unknown samples are there. So you can assume other samples like AB. Output is defined for 2 samples, Y1, Y2. That fellow is asking, what is the value of 10y3 plus y4? Every fellow should respond the answer in chat box, including drowsy fellows. Everyone should answer me. Trivikram, correct. Ravi, check your answer. Venkat Ramana, correct. Nitish correct. Shivam also correct. Sahiti correct ma. Prasanna Kumari correct. Are funny fellows, it is a very easy question. Carry on. Abhishek correct. Chandrahas, what happened there? X of n is 1 to 1. H of n only starting sample knowns are 1. Assume unknown samples like AB because it is mentioned in the question. We have 3 samples. Product is what, sir? 1 to 1, A, 2A, B, 2B. So output is given as what? Which numbers? Y1 is given as 3, Y2 is given as 4. Y3, Y4 are unknown. 2 plus A equals to 3 means A1. 1 plus 2A plus B equals to 4 means B is 1. This is 3, this is 1. A plus 2B. Answer is 31. Correct. कहाँ से आया आशीष? Minus. I'll have positive index only, na? Two unknown samples are there. Assume like AB, sir. Make the product and compare the columns. It's okay. It's okay. We should do mistakes, yeah. Then only we'll correct ourselves. What is the meaning of fail? First attempt in learning. If we do all problems correctly, certain times we will be overconfident. First, we have to fail. At least few examples. Otherwise, we'll with our overconfidence, certain times we may lose the exam also. I will see in offline classes, most of the fellows, they feel that they are masters in the subject. So once I go into depth of the subject, then they will know how much they are masters. It is good to have right attitude, but not in a wrong way. It's a good question because it is combination of both convolution and deconvolution. Okay. We are using another form of convolution that is called as periodic or circular convolution, sir. We are having another form of convolution that is called as periodic or circular convolution. That is used only for DFT. Only for DFT. Listen first. Discrete Fourier transform. All our laptops or computers, they are using a FFT process, fast Fourier transform process. All the implementation is done by using FFT process. Okay. So even our ordinary convolution inside the computer is done by using FFT processor only, where we need periodic convolution concept. What is periodic convolution concept actually is, suppose our system is ABCD. The input to any system is given as a block, that is called as block processing. Assume first we applied 1, 2, 3, 4 and the system samples are ABCD, due to which we got some output. If that output is stored at certain place, after some time if the same data is repeating, immediately the system will detect that we have processed that set of samples already. So it will not do one more time multiplication and addition, sir. Just it will call a subroutine because the output answer remains same. Because we are not doing one more time multiplication and addition, it is called as fast convolution. Ordinary convolution is called as slow convolution. Inside the computer, the data is transmitted in the form of blocks. We are taking every 4 samples or 10 samples as reference. That is called as block processing. Inside the computer, this convolution can be done in microseconds, sir. Even 24 by 24 product or 32 by 32 product also done in microseconds. For that, we need periodic or circular convolution. Actually, if you make a comparison between linear convolution, periodic or circular convolution, if you make a comparison between these two, sir, what we stated just now, linear convolution, if the input has m samples, system has n samples. What is the length of output we have mentioned, sir? M plus n minus 1 samples. But in the case of periodic, listen carefully. One excellent question you got this year. Latest gate paper only. If the input has m samples, system has n samples, output has maximum of m comma n samples, sir. Out of the two given sequences, go for maximum length. It means one signal defined for 5 samples, another signal only for 3 samples means what is the new length you have to take? 5 and 3 means maximum means 5 samples. How to make 3 samples as 5 samples? Add extra zeros. Add extra zeros for the smaller one. Okay. Actually, to get periodic convolution answer, sir, there are 4-5 techniques. But exam point of view, best and easy method is sum by column method. Exam point of view, best and easy method is sum by column method. I will come back to this slide. First, let me complete my explanation. I will come back to this slide, sir. For convenience, I am repeating our question. 1, 2, 3, 4. System data 1 to 1 minus 1. Suffix P indicates input periodic, system periodic, output also periodic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. What about system? 1 to 1 minus 1, 1 to 1 minus 1. Go on repeating, sir. Okay. Before doing periodic convolution, the first point we have to check is whether input length, system length are same or not. In this problem, input has 4 samples, system has 4 samples means output is also defined for how many samples are? 4. Suppose that fellow has given h of n as only 1, 2. What you have to do here? Add 2 extra zeros. Don't forget. To take maximum length, add 2 extra zeros. Anyway, I am repeating our question, existing question only. Input 1, 2, 3, 4, system 1 to 1 minus 1. First point we have to check is about their length. Input has 4, system has 4, output length also 4. After verifying that point, get the linear convolution answer by using sum by column method. Solve the problem by sum by column method, sir. We got the answer as this one already we know. You can cross check your notes, bachas. After verifying the periodicity, get the ordinary convolution answer, which we got as this result. Okay. Then how we are converting ordinary convolution to periodic means don't change first periodic samples of y of n. Don't change first periodic samples of y of n. In this example, what is the periodicity, sir? 4. First 4 samples of y of n remains same. second half of y of n is added to first half. Don't change first periodic samples of y of n. Second part of y of n is added to first part. That is called as wrap around. Wrap around second half of yn. So what is the second set of samples, sir? 9, 1 minus 4. Do addition. You are going to get the periodic convolution output. Do addition. This is the periodic convolution output. I am repeating one more time. Listen carefully. First, you have to check which point, whether input and system length are same or not. Whether input and system length are same or not. Input has 4, system has 4 means output length is 4 samples. After verifying that point, get the linear convolution answer by sum by column method. Get the linear convolution answer by sum by column method. Then how we are converting ordinary to periodic? Don't change first periodic samples of y of n. In the example, what is the periodicity, sir? 4. First 4 samples of yn remain same. Add the second half to first half. Ordinary convolution is converted to periodic. What is the meaning of wrapping? Like a bunch of chapatis are wrapped in a foil. The second set of y of n is placed on first set. Okay? To convert linear convolution to periodic convolution. First periodic samples of yn remain same. Second half of yn is added to first half. For your understanding, I have written that statements are first periodic samples of y of n remain same. Second half of y of n is added to first half. I hope the technique is clear for everyone. First step, checking the length of the samples. Second step is linear convolution answer. Last step I have written on this slide. To convert ordinary to periodic, what we have to do? First periodic samples of yn remains same. Second half of yn is added to first half. Is it clear for everyone, sir, this method for periodic convolution? Generally, this periodic convolution, some fellows will use this symbol, sir, circle with a star. That is also called as circular convolution, or n for periodicity, n with circle. Then also it is periodic or circular convolution. That is a symbol used. Actually, I have to discuss this in DFT. For comparison purpose, I am discussing here only. I will not use DFT technique. Without using DFT technique only, we got periodic convolution answer by following this procedure. One more point you should understand in this question is linear convolution plus Eliezer result is giving us the periodic or circular convolution answer. Linear convolution, first samples are added with second half of yn. Second part is overlapped with first part, means what is the technical term we are using, sir? Aliasing. Second part is overlapped with first part, means technical term is aliasing. That has produced periodic convolution answer for us. So what is the difference between linear convolution and periodic, sir? In linear convolution, output length is m plus n minus 1 samples, but periodic convolution is maximum of m comma n samples. Maximum. Take maximum of given length. This is one technique. If you feel, who will remember this much lengthy technique? For them, easy approach, another easy approach is matrix method. By using matrix multiplication process also will get the answer, sir. Matrix method. I'm going to next slide. Next slide I'm going, sir. What we are doing in matrix method is try to arrange the cyclic matrix of any one signal. Try to arrange the cyclic matrix of any one signal. I want to arrange cyclic matrix of input. Cyclic matrix can be arranged two ways, sir. Column wise we can do, row wise also we can do it because it is cyclic rotation. Everyone see the screen. I am arranging column wise 1, 2, 3, 4. So start with 4. After 4, what is the sequence here, sir? 1, 2, 3. Start with 3. After 3, what is the sequence? 4, 1, 2. Start with 2. 2, 3, 4, 1. I arranged the elements column wise. It is called as cyclic or circulant matrix. Cyclic or circular matrix. The nature of this is diagonal elements are same, off diagonal elements are also same. Above and below the diagonal or off diagonal, those elements are also same. That is the nature of matrix. Multiply with system samples, 100% same answer. Whatever we got in the last slide, 10, 5, 4, 11, 100% answer will be same. Try to arrange the cyclic matrix. Here I arranged a column wise 1, 2, 3, 4. Start with 4. Idhar dekho, see here. After 4, what is the sequence? 1, 2, 3. Start with 3, sir. After 3, because of the periodicity, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1. I arranged column wise. Multiply by system samples. Answer is same. There is one advantage of this method compared to previous method. There is one advantage. What is that is, suppose you know input and output system unknown. We know input and output system unknown, sir. Blindly we can assume as A, B, C, D. Make the product, we'll get the answer or not. We know X of n and Y of n. Assume H of n is unknown. Blindly we can assume as A, B, C, D. We can try that question. Correct or not? Gate 21 question you answer me. Let me see how many of you will give me prompt answer. 2 4-point sequences. X of n and H of n are considered. Yn is taken as xn convolved hn. Means linear convolution, ordinary. Z of n is 4-point IDFT of xk into hk. So it is IDFT of xk into hk. That is given means indirectly it is which convolution, sir? Circular convolution. Indirectly. Product of the spectrums there means here convolution, which is circular. The value of k for which zk equals to yk is For which index the linear convolution answer and circular convolution answer are same? You can compare your notes and tell me the answer. For which index the linear convolution answer and circular convolution answer are same? You can compare in your notes and you can answer it. Okay, I will show you last slide. Here ordinary convolution answer available. This is ordinary convolution. This is periodic convolution answer. For which index answers are equal, sir? 11 and 11, they are equal for k equals to 3. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. Both answers are same for which index? K equals to 3. K equals to 3. Actually, that fellow has given for 16 point. For my convenience, I have modified that as 4 point. The question is framed for 16 points, sir. If two 16-point sequence are taken, then the answer will be equal for k equals to 15. Then the answer will be equals to for k equals to 15, sir. I hope everyone understood this. If you compare linear convolution and periodic, both sample amplitudes are equal for which index? This is 0, 1, 2, 3, sir. This is also 0, 1, 2, 3. At 3, the answers are equal. Correct or not? So be careful in my classes. Whatever we are discussing in the class, based on that, the models will be framed. After writing the exam, you will know it. Okay? Be careful. On today's discussion, one homework problem I am giving. Right? On today's discussion. Inverse discrete Fourier. Swastik, don't be emotional. I will come to that. Completed students will have an idea. IDFT stands for inverse discrete Fourier, sir. I will discuss that as the last chapter. Just like that, I used that word here to discuss that question. Okay? Inverse discrete Fourier transform. What is the question I am framing is, continuous case we studied x of alpha t convolved h of alpha t as 1 by mod alpha y of alpha t. Whether that property is equally valid for discrete or not, you check on your own. I am creating that as a question. X of n is set of 1, 2, 3, 5. Y of n is xn convolved xn. Y1 of n is x of 2n convolved x of 2n. It means decimation or interpolation, sir. Every fellow knows x of 2n means decimation. Y2 of n is x of n by 2 convolved x of n by 2. Now it is interpolation. Can we express y1n and y2n in terms of yn? Is it possible to write y1 and y2n in terms of yn or not? Y1n we cannot express. Y2n is interpolated version of yn. That is the answer. Y1 of n you cannot express. Y2 of n is interpolated version of yn. That is the answer, sir. Y1 of n we cannot express. Y2 of n is interpolated version of y of n. 3 examples I am giving for you. Make a try. We'll get the idea. First example answer is y1 of n we cannot express in terms of y of n, but y2n we can express as yn, which is interpolated version of yn, sir. Second example and third example, I have given the answer for you already. Okay, that's all for today. Tomorrow we have to learn causality, stability of LTI systems. After that, we are starting the frequency domain concept, 4-year series. Good night.
Sir, that GATE 2021 problem, sir.
क्या हो गया?
Sir, उसमें like we have given if we have given 4 point as the IDFT, then we can easily calculate it. But how to calculate for 16 samples, such a huge
There is
number
a
of
general
samples?
statement that I will prove in DFT chapter. There is a condition that linear convolution, ordinal convolution answers are equal for n1 plus n greater than or equals to n1 plus n2 minus 1. There I will prove.
Okay.
As to get an idea, I simplified this way. Okay?
Okay. Okay, sir.
Right. Pawan, group delay, phase delay, so much concept is there. Distortionless condition that I will discuss in distortionless condition as well as jet transform also. Okay. What, brother? What happened? Tell me.
Sir, I have doubt in yesterday's concept, sir, in convolution.
What is that?
Sir, in first step, you are finding that limit. No, sir. I can't get.
What is there here? Thumb rule. Suppose one signal starts at 0, another signal starts at 1. Starting, ending, limits. 0 plus 1 is 1. If both are ending at infinity, infinity plus infinity is infinity.
Okay, sir.
That is called as thumb rule. Thumb means reference. Without solving for output, we are in a position to know output is defined for what type. That is treated as a thumb rule. Sum of lower limits, sum of upper limits. Suppose assume I consider a signal from -1 to 2, another signal from -2 to 3. Tell me, what are the output?
-3.
-3 to 2 plus 3, upper limit 5.
5.
Like that.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. Yes, Vijayavaskar. FFT is there only for ESC. Okay, sure. Good night.